Hi, my name is Zech. This is my bike, the Yamaha R7, and I'm here at RS Motorcycles to get my suspension set up.
I'm just going to have a quick, in fact, you can give me a hand with this.
Yep.
You see how I just lifted it then? I just want you to do the same. Just lift the front. Oh, that's perfect. Don't put your back out. Oh, 130. Perfect, thank you.
I work in the trade, so I don't know how to lift.
And then we're going to do the same on the rear. I've just got to find a good spot. There we go, that spot looks good. And yep, perfect, 52. Wicked.
That front barely moves. Back mean.
Yeah, the back's interesting actually, and that is a little feature of the MT-07 struggles with it as well. We're getting some sag in there, but just going to have a little bounce, settle the suspension out, and then that front is so soft. Okay, so 520. So that's on the softest setting in the shock. It's actually about right for a static.
Yep.
But we'll have a look at that with you on the bike shortly. And then we got here. All right, so you've already got all your sag without you even sitting on it. So there's 25 mil of static sag in this fork. I mean, you can see it's huge.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do some pretty big adjustments on that, and I'm gonna adjust the fork before I even sit you on it because it's so far out. Otherwise, we're just gonna be
off.
Yeah. And you can see it's nice on these. You have the rings. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go about halfway, and you've got 8 rings showing there. I had a quick look just now. I'm going to put that right down to the 4th ring.
I didn't think you had to adjust them, but...
And straight away it feels better. Right, so I'm just going to take that second measurement again. Okay, 120. Now we're cooking. You see straight away.
15 mils just by doing.
So we're at 120 now, 10 mil, perfect static. So the rear shock is actually static-wise, without you sitting on the bike, is perfect. And that, I just kind of ballparked it. I've actually come out spot on. So next job, we're going to sit you on the bike, and then I'll take a couple of measurements with you on the bike. And you should be able to just sit on it like you're riding it, and I'm just going to settle the suspension and take another measurement. And that's 105. That's 100. I'm not going to say I just lucked out, but I think I just lucked out. And what are we at the moment? So 490. So as I said, we want that 30 mil for you. It's perfect. So remarkably, that rear shock on its softest setting is perfect for you.
Yep.
The forks, I've made a big adjustment. So if you hop off, and then we're going to do the damping. So what we're looking for is control.
Yep.
And we want it to go down and come back up smoothly. We don't want it to bounce, we don't want it to kick you around, throw you out the seat, that sort of stuff. So first off, we're going to have a look at the shock. It's actually pretty good. You see how when it comes back up, it just comes back up and it stops. It doesn't bounce and wobble around. Or I'm just going to check to see what settings it's got in it.
He was having a problem with like adjusting it and the front bouncing, but I don't think he realised you are able to adjust this.
Yeah. Well, that won't affect the damping, that's the spring.
Yeah.
But the problem is when it's so soft, you're so far through the travel of the fork before you even start adjusting it that the damping is, you're just overpowering it. You're in effect asking the damping adjusters and the oil flow to be the spring because the spring's doing so little.
Yeah.
So all I've done is increase the tension on the spring.
Yep.
And so it gives you a bit more control to start with.
Okay, so that...
Normally on a bike, I don't need to adjust this. I'll do all the bounce up and down because I do that on the floor, and then I adjust it, and then I sit the rider on and do those adjustments.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter which way around you do it, but. So. So you can see I've just softened this, I've just sped this up quite a lot, just to show you what I mean when I say it's bouncy. See how it just springs back up?
Yeah.
And every time you hit a bump, it's going to kick you out of the saddle. So I've just sped that right up. I'm going to put it back to where it was. It was actually set up real nice. It was set up towards the harder side.
Yep.
Well, the slower side. In fact, we could even slow that down just a fraction more. So our full stop, if you like, is all the way in for the adjuster.
Yep.
And then we count the turns out. You're set at 1 1/4 out, so you're quite close to the end of your adjustment.
Yep.
But that's actually really nice, I like that. Now we're going to do the same to the fork. And same, I want it to go down, come back, and then rest.
Yep.
I don't want it to wobble. So, and you can see, it's better now we've actually stiffened that spring up, but still you've got that goes back down again.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a wobble to it.
So I'm just going to count how many turns we're out. And same, all the way in is our stop. Okay, that's the problem.
We're all 1 out.
It's as slow as it will go.
Yeah.
Just going to see what your total is. Yeah. So we never have it hard in, you always bring it 1 out. So that's as slow as it will go. That's still too fast. And your compression's right in as hard as it will go. That's not really ideal.
Yeah.
So they are separate, but they do work together. So if you've got too much compression damping, you're not pushing into the stroke properly.
Yeah.
See, I've actually softened that. Because I've now put spring on it, I've got a bit more control of the spring. Yep. So I don't need to have all that compression damping on.
Yeah.
So what's happened, this has been adjusted. So because the spring was so soft, to try and slow the fork down and stop you bombing out, you put compression on, which is absolutely the right thing to do, but the spring hadn't been adjusted for you first.
Yeah.
So now that we've adjusted the spring for you, we can take a bit of that compression damping off. It's still too fast, but it allows the damper to control the fork a bit better. So ultimately, that's kind of, I'm going to say, the best we can do.
Yeah.
However, so my advice from here would be to, okay, the cheapest and most effective method for you, because these are actually quite a good fork. They've got nice adjustment. It seems to be doing something. It's just we're not in the right range for you.
Yeah.
I'd change the fork oil and I'd go to a heavier fork oil, a thicker viscosity.
Ross brought up as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that will slow. Basically, the oil goes through a hole. Thicker the oil, harder it is to push through the hole. Yeah. So go up 1 weight. I'm going to make an assumption that these run a 5 weight oil. It's very common for Yamaha. A 7.5 or a 10 weight fork oil. And then reset it again. Have a look, see if that solved your problem. It is the most cost-effective method. Yeah. Yeah. But apart from that, it's now it's got some spring on it. You'll find it heaps better. In fact, you could probably even cope with a little bit more spring. What we'll do, we'll push this up. And then the first few times you ride it, just keep an eye on it.
Yep.
If you're pushing it right down to the bottom again, you can wind these down some more.
Yep.
I've set it up for you as a road setting,
Yep.
aggressive road, but because your damping's not quite as good as it should be, you can probably get around that with put a little bit more spring on it to control the front, so you don't dive so hard in the front. So you could go. You can see. You can count the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4. Okay. So yeah, you can do 4 rings on each side. And just because I'm not retentive, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could go in. You could try just 1 ring. Go down one marking and see how it is, and then go from there. But honestly, I think the best upgrade for you would just a forecool change to start with, and then go from there. Perfect. What tyre pressures do you run?
I've been trying to experimenting with them at the moment. I'm currently on, I think it was 33, 34 or 32, 34.
Perfect. I can say a lot of manufacturers will say 36, 42 or 36, 39. Too hard for our roads.
Oh, I've noticed, that's what my mate put it as when I got it off, and I was just like, this feels way off. I was sliding.
Because your tyre is part of your suspension as well.
Yeah.
So if you're on a bumpy road, and our roads are bumpy here.
Oh, definitely are.
All the fun ones are anyway. Awesome.
Well, thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
But yeah, I think I'll definitely come back and get the fork oil changed.
How many Ks on the bike?
5,000?
Just a fork oil change. If the bike's a little bit older, say you've done 20,000 Ks, I'd recommend doing a full service, like for seals and everything. But what are they like? People call it a pump and dump. Pump all the oil out the forks, put new oil in. So an hour's work plus the cost of the oil. Nice and easy. Say $150.
All right.
And it will honestly, it will make such a difference to the feel. But apart from that, what a great bike. It's cool. I love it.
Oh, I love riding it.
Yeah, it's real nice.
It's like when I first time taking it up on the tuckers, it felt natural. And a lot of mates were saying, apart from the suspension, but like just the way it felt up there didn't feel too different from my old bike. So
cool.
Apart from the more power, but
everyone likes more power.
Well, I had a Gixxer 250, so
oh yeah, that's definitely more power there.